Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. Here's today's question. Rakesh sir, I have attended lots and lots of job interviews. In most of these job interviews, I'm asked a question towards the end. Any questions for us? And I usually pass it with a thank you and don't ask any questions. I come out and always think that I should have asked some questions. What is your view? Should one even ask questions? And if so, what is your recommendation on the kind of questions one must ask to the recruiter? Very good question. I must tell you, this is my favorite part of the interview if I'm on the panel. I really want the candidate to demonstrate their questioning skills because of two or three foundational issues that I look out for. The first is, can the candidate engage me in a conversation? And questions are the best way to have a conversation, very open-ended. Now, I'm a communication person. Please remember that this person who I'm recruiting will become a part of my team or my organization or the kind of work that I'm doing. And this person has to talk to others, not just his peers, his managers, investors, clients. And if you cannot engage the client or the other person, I probably will take a note of that. And please take this a little bit seriously that a job interview is almost like two people and their chemistry. And communication plays a very critical role, not just communication, confidence and collaboration. So questioning and asking open-ended questions is a great way to have a conversation. And if you can hold my interest in a conversation, I will take note of it positively. So I'll treat it very highly that you must ask questions if given a chance. Number two, I as a person, when somebody asks me a questions and the questions are very well thought through, I get very impressed on the ability to think of the other person. It gives me an insight about their mind, their priorities, their interests. Have they researched about this organization and the way it works? You know, the worst form of an interview is when a candidate has no preparation of the company that he or she is sitting in the interview for. The least a candidate can do is look at the website, check out what's going on, Google the news and read a little bit and bring those in the conversations. I can't tell you that I get very upset when a candidate has no clue about the company's website, product line. And this shows that the candidate is just looking at that job, that salary, which is not wrong. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not judging anyone wrongly. But as a recruiter, I'm looking for a person who will also fit in and take the company forward. And if this person is not even researching about the company and not asking questions, I take note of it. And the last is, it gives a very good way for the interview to become interesting. An interview is a very non-scientific, boring process for the recruiter. The same ghisapita questions, the same ghisapita answers. Here's your chance to ask some very exciting questions. And please remember, the recruiters are very lonely people who are bored and they want to talk. So if you ask questions to them, they'll be very happy to respond to you and they feel good about it. So I would give you a full encouragement that please ask questions. The first reason of doing this is it shows that you are a communicative, confident and collaborative person and can engage in conversations. Number two, it also demonstrates that you are well researched, well thought, your creative critical thinking is very high and you have done a lot of homework before you came. It's a great credibility for the recruiter. And number three, the recruiter gets to talk and they like you because of that. And that might increase your chance to have that job. Now, please remember the questions have to be relevant to the job. And that's where I'll give you 5 topics, 5 recommendations that you could look at and ask these questions. You don't have to ask all 5 questions. Any 1 or 2 or 3 depending on the kind of company, kind of job, kind of industry that you're working for. So the first category of questions you must ask, and I'll take this categories from top to bottom. The first category of questions you must ask if you have a chance is the role of the company with the society and environment and this concept called sustainability. We all have to take note that the earth is what it is. All of us are damaging it very badly because we just want to make money and we are utilizing all the resources without thinking about the future. So ask a question after good research about the company on what they are doing for the environment. Look at their website, there must be some news reports there connected to the job you're applying for, and ask a very open-ended question, which could be that I read that you are doing this initiative and you have adopted this lake or some park or some school. I'd like your views on it, that why are you doing it? How important is the environment for the company? And that gives a great insight for you to know that are they walking the talk? Is it just a website smoke screen? Or the recruiter has a very good answer and connects with the way it works. So please ask a question on the role of this company with environment, society, citizenship, and governance. That is the first one. The second one, come one level down and ask a question about the role of this company as compared to its competitors in the industry. So research a lot. The industry will have lots of players. This is where you should ask a very good question about AI. AI is a big tsunami, which is looks like a high, but it is a tsunami, and it will not take years to drop and damage. It will take days, maybe weeks. It is real. So there will be a lot of jobs which will be impacted. It might require upskilling. Your own role might be questioned. So ask a question and engage with the recruiter. That's where I'd like to know your views about this AI that is happening. I read about these three competitors that are using AI. What are you doing about it? How is your company or this company responding to the threat of AI? Because it will again give you an insight about, is the company really prepared or are they just smoking pipe? I must tell you that if a recruiter has no clue about the kind of problems that the industry is facing, please don't join such companies, because you know that something is not right with the way this company is thinking. So ask a question about the industry and the threats to the industry. Number three, please ask a question about the products and services about the company. Ask them that, I saw that you have a range of products. I'd like to ask a question that how are you going to take this product and go to this market? What are your thoughts about creating a new feature in that product? I was playing around with your product and I saw this bug. I'd like to tell you about it. Something to do with their products and services. And that gives an insight about how well you have researched about the company, their products, and you now have a question regarding that. So that's the number third one. Number fourth, and this is a little tough one, but I encourage you to do it if you can. Please go to the website and download their balance sheet if it's a public company or if the balance sheet or numbers are visible. If not, at least do some search. There's a lot of ways to find out information. Ask a question about the balance sheet or the profits and losses and revenues and number of people and the cost of operations, the factories. Now don't get too Sherlock Holmes out there. Your job is to give an insight that I read the balance sheet, I saw that there are these huge bills that have not been paid, they have been written off. What's your view on that? Why are you writing off so many things? It gives a great insight to you as a person who's about to join a company, that how strong is this company's financials and what are they doing about the future or the past in terms of numbers. Now this requires a little bit of solid background about accounts and balance sheets, but please do your homework. Number five, company culture. This is my favorite part. I think you should ask a question about how does this company operate? What do they do for employees? Connected to innovation, connected to the job you're doing. Tell them that you have ideas that you'd like to improve the product. Is it allowed? Does the company culture allow a young person like me who's just joining to go up and present my ideas to anyone I want? That's a great question. And something to do with employee benefits. You should also connect it with your own personal trajectory of life, but don't ask questions that how was my interview, will you give me feedback. I don't mean that. Ask very high level questions on company culture and how it impacts the overall part of their life and your life. So let me summarize these five suggestions on the kind of questions you should ask your recruiter when they ask you any questions for us. One, ask a question about the role of this company with the society and environment. Two, ask a question about this company and its role in the industry, the competitors and the threats. Number three, ask a question about the product mix or the services that they offer. Number four, ask a question about the balance sheet, profits and losses. And number five, last not least, ask a question about the company culture. These things will engage the recruiter, make them feel good. They might even see your capabilities, your readiness, your research, your care for the recruiter and the company. Now, I'm not saying you'll get a job because of this, but it definitely will make you win a relationship which could be very helpful for you in your future. So, on that note, prepare for your job interviews. Ask some very good questions related to your job. Win a relationship. Come out with a smile and stay safe.